week in RetroParadyce, a car alarm goes off. We struggle to open a bonnet. And we risk another walk home from the Winnebago.
Battery's flat.
Hello everyone, this will not be a full-length episode. There won't be any mad road trip breakdown. We are going to try and keep you guys updated with the mini Winnie progress, and it's such a massive project. So we're going to do a series of mini episodes, but we've got a lot of work to do before we get there, so we're hoping to keep you guys informed. You join us on a rainy Saturday where we're doing things we shouldn't be with tools that don't quite work.
We haven't got a socket that fits.
We found this in the back. All in all, it's been a bit of a disaster. The jack's at max reach. It's raining. And we've only just been able to get the wheel off the ground. With the wheel off, we get our first look at the state of the brake pads and discs. We were told he'd changed the brake pads to try and get the brakes working, and they did look new. The discs, however.
That's free. See, I'm worried that when we apply the brakes, they're going to seize on.
Right.
I don't know if that's possible, but it's just the worry, you know?
Uh-huh.
Doesn't look great, doesn't look shit either.
Okay.
It's the so it's a bit rusted, so it's a bit not very good. You know?
A tap, maybe. Now would be a good time to explain what we're doing, why we're doing it, and why the bloody hell we're using a small bottle jack from Lidl to do it. You see, we're in a catch-22 situation. We're not allowed to work on the Winnebago while it's in the storage park as it's against their rules, and with good reason. However, we have no brakes, so we can't move it to somewhere where we can work on it. We need to get the brakes freed off, just enough to allow us to move it, and this means working on it. We bought a big 3-ton jack specifically for this vehicle, but it's exactly that. Big and red and obvious. The bottle jack should be discreet enough to not attract attention from a distance. Now, the moment of truth.
Yeah.
Yes. Well done. We now have to bleed the braking system to clear any air. We bought a new proportioning valve from the States to do this. The front and rear braking system is split into 2 distinct systems, and the valve needs to operate freely, so we decided to just hedge our bets and go for a new one. The one job you should never do in the rain is bleed the brakes. Braking fluid can take on moisture pretty easily, but this is the only time we can do it, so needs must. All of the hoses and fittings need replacing anyway, so we're going to be bleeding the braking system again in the near future. So we're not really too bothered.
So much moisture.
Car alarm's going off. We are not meant to be working on this at all. We don't want anything to summon the guys from the caravan park. We begin bleeding the braking system with the vacuum pump. Stop pumping. And after all that, it seems to have had no effect whatsoever.
Can I pump it?
We are about 5 minutes away from discovering the root cause of our problems.
The hose was in this bracket here, but the bracket's corroded and it's pinched the hose. It's corroded so much it's pinched the hose flat.
And that's our brand new proportioning valve.
Wet, which is great. We planned to buy new hoses anyway, but we were literally just trying to get it home, so I mean that is beyond past it.
Despite now being fully aware of our predicament, we continue to pump the brakes and see if we can make a difference. And then suddenly, braking fluid makes a bid for freedom and we have movement.
Push it down. Let it go. Yeah, that's working.
We've got one brake. One brake. Do we want to do the other one as well?
Yeah, we'll give it more. Yeah.
We realise with the van jacked up at one side, by turning the front wheels the other way, we can actually get access to the other bleed nipple. We heat it with the blowtorch again and it comes right off. All systems are good. We are just topping it up a little bit more because we are now starting to get fluid out of the brake caliper on that side. The distance to that caliper is probably double than what we've just done with this caliper to my left. So it was taking longer than expected, but we've started to get a bit of a trickle. We will get the other brake going. It was a little bit nerve-wracking for a while. We just lost all resistance to the pedal again. I'm a bit worried that we'd undone the work on the first caliper. And just like that, we're ready to test our handiwork. Will the brakes actually stop this vehicle? First, we have to get it started. And as you know, she's got roughly a 100 litre fuel tank. We don't know the condition of this fuel tank and we don't know the condition of the lines. So as always, the safest way is just to hook up a jerry can and prime the lines.
The GT, isn't it?
We seem unable to keep rearview mirrors up in any of our vehicles. At this stage, we've worked out that Although the front brakes seem to be free, something in the braking system is binding and preventing us from accelerating forward without revving the engine really hard. And last time we did this, Eddie ended up trundling out onto a main road. Now we have an obstruction in front of us, namely someone's very expensive mobile home. We want to avoid this at all costs, and we're not yet sure if we can properly trust the brakes. Naturally, we try to reverse, and the situation is even worse. The brakes are fully bounded on, and we really need to rev the engine to move it backwards. Everything was just a bit seized up, but now we're moving it forwards and backwards. Eddie has started rocking the Winnebago backwards and forwards by shifting it between drive, park and reverse. Everything seems to be freeing off nicely, but we still need to try those brakes. Do you have brakes? Right. So do we actually have any brakes?
Yeah, they're bad. Yeah, there's something there. Right, throw it in.
We have success. Until... Okay, battery's flat.
Battery's flat. It's Megan left the lights on. They're working. This battery's a bit weak anyway. So now we've got to try and start this on the Winnebago battery that we're not sure about. So we don't know if the alternator's working on that properly, do we?
Now the big question, will it start? Yes! The next part of the plan for the Winnebago is to get her off the caravan park. We're restricted by winter opening times, but there's a lorry park around the corner. We can get her there pretty easily. Then we need to nurse her back to the house, and that's where the fun really starts. We'll be taking you on the journey with us, so stay tuned and we'll keep you posted with more progress.